you for your blessing and help us together here today. Fill it with your grace, Lord God, as we make decisions that will benefit our city. We ask this things in your name as always. Amen.
Flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Under public comments, we have Mr.
Staff, community, and I'll answer Mr. Navarro's request. If you could just call me at the office tomorrow morning, I'll answer all those questions. The first item on the agenda, Mayor Commissioners, we have a proclamation proclaiming National Police Week, May 9th through May 15th, and Peace Officers Memorial Day on May 15th. Mr. Chief? Yes, sir. Well, we have it.
Yeah,
Can I read it?
I'll let you do it, presentation real quick.
You can do the presentation. I mean, we all have the proclamation, so
Perfect,
let's want us to read it.
Great, great. Mayor Garza, Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez, Commissioners Ramirez, Villegas, and Guajardo, thank you for this time, and of course, our City Attorney Palacios, thank you for being here. And I'd like to bring in front with me with Captain Cáceres, Lieutenant Luna, and Officer Torres and Chacon, if you guys can come up here with me. I appreciate this moment to be in front of you, to kind of I want to show and I want to relay to you all the significance of this week. It's very important. If you've not kept in with the news from yesterday, there was 2 Concho deputies killed here in the state of Texas. That reminds us of the significance of this week and what this week means to all our brothers in the line of work that we do. We choose this occupant with good intentions. We hope to go home to our families, and we don't ask questions. We come to work and we do it with honor. And that is why it's so important for me to read you. And I know some of you have already heard me quote President Calvin Coolidge, but this is a quote that really resonates with us, especially this week. And if you don't mind, let me explain why this is so significant to us, because of what's happening, the climate out there in this world right now. It's very important that everybody understands that we take an oath and we come to serve our community without question, without reservation, without any limits. And so President Calvin Coolidge made this quote, "No one is compelled to choose the profession of police officer, but having chosen it, everyone is obligated to perform its duties and live up to the high standards of its requirements." That's very important to us, especially during this week. The community puts all the trust in us to come and do the right thing, and we do it to ourselves also. We hold ourselves at a high standard. And I just want to tell you folks in front of everybody how much I appreciate my staff, our police department, the citizens, because since I've been here, I've been very adamant about that we will not be successful without our community. We need our community for this police department to be successful. And this is really the week that we realize that how important everything comes together and why it's important for all of us to come together. And I appreciate everything we do. And again, I appreciate my staff for coming to work every day and upholding the laws and doing their best they can do with everything they have in front of them. And for that, I just want to tell you, thank you to my staff for doing what you do. I've been there, and I know leaving your family to come and serve our community says a lot about us. And for that reason, I thank you very much. And with that, that's all I have, and I thank you for your time.
At this time, I'll go ahead and read the proclamation. National Police Week, May 9th through 15th. Peace Officers Memorial Day, May 15th through 2021. Whereas there are approximately 800,000 law enforcement officers serving communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the San Juan Police Department. And whereas the San Juan Police Department plays an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of all members of the community. Whereas it's important that all citizens know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifice of their law enforcement agency, that the members of our law enforcement agency recognize their duty to serve the people, safeguarding life and property by protecting them against violence and disorder, by protecting them, the innocent, against deception and the weak against oppression. And whereas the men and women of the San Juan Police Department provide this vital public service. And now, therefore, be resolved that I, Mario Garza, by the power vested in me as mayor of the city of San Juan, along with Mayor Pro Tem Lenny Sanchez, Commissioner Jesse Ramirez, Commissioner Neto Guajardo, Commissioner Marky Viegas, hereby declares the week of May 9th to May 15th, 2021, to be the National Police Week in the city of San Juan, and May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of law enforcement officers who, through their courageous deeds, have made the ultimate sacrifice in service of their community, or have been disabled in the performance of duty, and let us recognize and pay respect to their survivors of their fallen heroes. At this time, before I move on, I'd just like to take a moment of silence for all our men and women who served as law enforcement agencies. We stand up and keep them in our prayers. Be it further resolved that the San Juan City Commission calls upon all citizens to join commemorating the law enforcement officers past and present who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities have rendered dedicated service to their communities and have established for themselves an inviolable and enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security of all citizens. The San Juan City Commission publicly salutes the service of law enforcement officers in our community and communities across the nation. With that being said, thank you so much. Before I move on, I'd just like to mention a couple comments, Chief, and you pretty much hit it on the nail. You know, I've always said it, you know, when I addressed Captain Cáceres' 30-year service. Once again, thank you, sir, for serving the city of San Juan. But it takes special men and women to do your line of work. And I can honestly say that not too many people can do this. You know, I know for a fact, you know, before I move on, I want to thank your families as well, because your families play a big role in this, okay? Because, you know, you need the support and the backbone of your families to take on a career like this. So with that being said, thank you so much for your service. All the men and women out there in law enforcement, not only them, but all the men and women in our military as well. Thank you for protecting our wonderful communities across the nation. Anybody else have any comments in reference? If not, thank you so much. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item is item B, proclamation recognizing the heroic act of Angel Sang in the city of San Juan, Texas. This time I'd like to invite Chief Garza to come to the podium, Mayor.
Sure, go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioner.
Good evening, sir.
We're here 2 weeks ago also with a 6-year-old that did practically the same thing in preventing a major fire from occurring. The 6-year-old, of course, was at his residence. Mr. Angel Sang was at Idea School on East Sioux Road. His quick actions went into play, and he pretty much avoided from a major fire occurring in his classroom. I'd like to present him with a token of appreciation as far as a proclamation, and then of course a basket for in his honor for taking the quick steps. And of course, my staff is here because he makes our job a lot easier. So I wanna present you Angel Sang. Want to step up? I have a lot of staff here also from IDEA.
You.
Here you go. If we can't give him a round of applause for
Sure.
for all his actions. Thank you very much, Angel.
I'll go ahead and read that.
The mayor?
Okay. It's a proclamation for Angel Sang. Is a 15-year-old attending IDEA of San Juan born, Mr. and Mrs. Jing Sang, and whereas a parent leaders, we work diligently every day to set good examples for our children through not only words, but our deeds. And whereas through these efforts, we hope our children never find themselves in a situation where some of the examples we offer them become reality. And whereas one of those situations does occur, we hear from others the heroic acts of children putting themselves at risk, all in the name of helping fellow human. Parents know they have done their job well. And whereas when these heroic efforts are shared and recognized, it is not about bringing attention to the person, but bringing attention to the act and honoring positive outcome while recognizing what could have been done. Now therefore be resolved that I, Mario Garza, by the power vested in me as mayor of the city of San Juan, along with Mayor Pro Tem Lenny Sanchez, Commissioner Jesse Ramirez, Commissioner Neto Guajardo, and Commissioner Marky Vegas, hereby issue Angel Sang Citizenship Day by demonstrating incredible bravery, character during the fire that took place. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a big round of applause.
Can we take a picture?
Sure.
That way y'all can fit.
Hold on, Chief.
He's very nervous.
Ready? 1, 2, please.
Go ahead.
How with the staff? Staff.
Oh.
Guys, good job.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Got it.
Guys.
Here's the next item, item C, official canvassing of returns of May 1st, 2021 city election for mayor, commissioner place 2, and commissioner place 3. Nayeli.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners.
Good evening.
My name is Nayeli Herrero, your records manager for the city of San Juan. At this time, please allow me to present the canvas for the election returns on May the 1st, 2021. And they're going to be for mayor place number 1, for Jesse Ramirez. Absentee was 4. For early voting was 584 votes, and for election date voting was 194. Total votes of 782. For Mario Garza, absentee was number 4. Early voting 804. Election day 344, with total votes of 1,152. For Pete Garcia, absentee was 21. Early voting was 457. Election day was 169. Total votes of 647. For Commissioner place number 2, Neto Coach Bojardo, absentee was 22. Early voting was 682. Election day was 265, with total votes of 969. For R.C. Flores, absentee was 3. Early voting was 722. Election day was 269, with total votes of 994. Laura Martinez, absentee was 4. Early voting 443. Election day 170, with total votes of 617. For Commissioner place number 3, Eddie Alanis, absentee was 20. Early voting 498. Election day 195, with total votes of 713. Adina Dina Santillan, absentee was 5. Early voting 623. And election day 230, with total votes of 858. And Nikki Ibarra, absentee was 4. Early voting 711. Election day 277, with total votes of 992.
With that being said, is there a motion to approve? Yeah. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
The next item, Mayor Commissioners, we have item D, presentation on department reports. Tonight we have Department of Planning and Zoning, Department of Parks and Recreation, the San Juan Memorial Library, and Department of Sanitation. Believe everybody's here available. Should you have any questions for them?
This time, is there any questions for the director stated on this item D? Any? Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Garza, are we ready for tonight, Chiefs? And in case we do have the thunderstorm, are we ready? Do we have a plan in place? Good deal. I believe the plan is tonight, apparently, where we get some water. When do we plan to deploy those sandbags in case? Correct.
We have a way to immediately, if we just, to wait till a better time to immediately let the public know? Okay. I think. Okay.
So we do have some already, correct. So we're already ahead of the game, sort of, so to speak. Okay, thank you.
What time is the projected rain supposed to come in, do you? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Alrighty. Any other questions?
As far as our group, our crew in case of, trees and roadway, closures?
We have crews on standby. They're on call, and we have all of our equipment ready to go in case we need to go out there.
Morning. We have our guys ready in case on standby? Okay. Right. Good to hear. Thank you, guys.
Mayor, if I may.
Go ahead, sir.
Mrs. Sin, this question's for you. As I know, summer's coming up, and I don't know if your programs are gonna be kicking off come the summer, and if so, what do you have planned? Okay. 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 Social distancing and whatnot, okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay, all right, thank you, ma'am.
Sir Willingham, in reference to the registration, where are we at with the youth, baseball?
Youth baseball and softball.
Correct,
is,
yeah.
We're gonna close it this Friday. We'll be meeting with the city of FAR on Thursday or Friday morning to, we'll probably have to combine
Interlock?
several divisions, especially on the girls' side. We've already been in talks with them. We're looking to start probably the last week in May as far as games. We'll start our teams first, and then the following week, June the 7th, we'll start interlocking with them.
Okay. Yep. All right. Now, I take it that there won't be any All-Stars this year, right? Is that correct?
That is correct.
And that,
It'll
that
be just a
comes from-
city league.
Excuse me?
It'll be just a city league.
Yeah, but
Correct.
as far as the All-Stars,
All-Stars, there'll be no All-Stars.
and is that coming from the pony?
Well,
Or-
that's basically all the different cities in the valley opted not to.
Okay.
There was too many questions, and we weren't going to be able to start on time
Uh-huh.
and finish on time. So they opted just to go with a city league. And that's pretty consistent up and down the valley.
Okay, perfect, sir. Thank you. Any other questions?
If I may follow up on that?
Go ahead, sir.
But is Pony having a World Series or no? Are they having
I
tournaments?
believe upstate,
They
there are leagues that are going pony. Those that have opened up a lot sooner than we did and got started back in, some started as early as March.
Right.
But, so there is for those, yes.
Oh, okay.
You have to have a certain amount of games played.
Sure, yes.
Right.
You have to have a certain amount of leagues, games played, and all be certified by a certain date. So as a Valley whole, they just decided it was gonna be too cut short.
Any other questions? If not, we'll move on. Go ahead, sir.
The next item on the public hearings, under public hearings, item A, I'd like to pull that item out and bring it back at a later meeting.
Basically, no action then.
Right, no action.
Okay. Let's go to B.
Item B, hold the public hearing for conditional use permit to allow a drive-through window at El Recreo Snack Shop located at 2211 South Veterans Boulevard, Suite Number 1, legally described as Lot 3, Hacienda Palm Subdivision, is requested by Jocelyn Lugo. Just go out.
Yes, Mayor, Commissioners, this is a conditional use permit for El Recreo Snack Shop. So this is an existing plaza, just a new tenant. And in our zoning ordinance, anytime there's a drive-through, they have to get a conditional use permit. So that's why they're requesting. It's located on Veterans Boulevard and Dahlia Avenue, which is south of Moore Road. It's a plaza that's
South of where?
south of Moore Road.
Oh,
There's a map.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. You got it.
They have plenty of space, you know, for cars to pull up and,
Is this right across the street from the Stripes,
yes,
right?
yes.
Okay. Okay, let me go ahead and open this up at 6:28 PM. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions for Mr. Escobar? If not, I'll go ahead and close this at 6:28 PM. Is there a motion to approve? Second? It's been second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Next item, item C, hold a public hearing for rezoning request from single-family resident district RS to a multifamily resident district of the property legally described as the north 0.34 acre tract of land out of north 0.86 feet of the south, 6.92 of the east, 10 acres of the west, 31.46 of lots 1 and 2, block 11, John Clausen subdivision located at the northeast corner of 7th Street and King Road, as requested by Roberto Quintanilla Jr.
So this is a zone change. This is located on 17th Street and King Road, which is south of Business 83. There's actually some apartments that recently got built there, so they're asking for a zone change in that area. For the most part, there is some single family, but there's also a lot of multifamily zoning in that area, so they want that zone change. Go through the building process and all that, but this is just to do to the zone change.
And I notice here you received no comments in favor or against, right?
Yeah, I know there's resident in the north, in that area that kind of doesn't really want apartments, but it's zoned, you know, that area is zoned for multifamily. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and open this up at 6:29 PM. 6:29 PM. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions for Mr. Escobar?
If I may, Mayor?
Go ahead, sir.
Going back, so currently it's zone single family.
Yes.
Okay.
And the property to the north is multifamily, so it's continuous. It's not just, you know, random property.
Now, and when the notices are sent to the residents, asking for feedback, does it include what the purpose is gonna be for?
It just says the zone
It just says
change.
the zoning. It
Yeah,
doesn't
we don't
doesn't
say
give out the purpose.
what they want to build exactly, and we send it a 200-foot radius from each of the corners of the property.
Right.
And then there, you notify them that there's a planning and zoning meeting in case they wanna
If they did want to come, yes.
come over and, okay. All right. Any other questions?
And so those meetings are open to the public already?
In the
Or
planning
do
and
they have to
zoning, we
submit
actually
it
do a
already?
virtual, but this one is, we're obviously here, but yeah.
Any other questions?
This one is, but your meeting.
Ours is virtual,
It's
through the
virtual.
internet, yes.
They're virtual?
Yes,
All your meetings are virtual?
yes. You know, they wanted to keep it virtual, but if we, you know,
They,
Okay.
with the commission, the planning and zoning commission.
Right.
I mean, they'll have to go back once the requirements are shifted, like that you can't have the virtual meetings, they'll have to go back into that. Mhm.
so the requirements still haven't been
They
shifted?
still haven't changed yet, but
So
they're
it's
still-
optional, pretty
it's
much what you're
optional.
saying?
Mhm, mhm. But they are gonna start shifting to that, so.
But with that said, is it optional to the board or is it optional to the commission?
No, it's optional to a public meeting, any public meeting.
Right. But since the planning and zoning board falls under the direction of the commission,
Right.
wouldn't we
So
have
if you,
the
yeah, I mean,
authority
if
to
you
say-
want to make sure that because I mean, you all run, you're the ones that powers that be that run the city, so
Right.
if you want those meetings to be in public, just like everybody else, then yeah, I mean, you can do that. It's the city, whatever stance the city is. Mhm.
You know, just a concern that if there's a resident out there that doesn't have access to a,
On the agenda,
internet or-
we have it, they can email it or call and send the comments, and they have in the past, they'll email us comments and stuff like that. But yeah, we can go back to in person, no problem.
well, I mean, I guess for next meeting, just, if you can just get get their feedback. I'd like to see why, you know, they're still going virtual, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get, it was probably a more convenient thing, that's what I'm,
That's another thing
Yeah.
I was thinking, but,
okay. We can do that.
okay. Any other questions? If not, I'll close this at 6:33 PM. Is there a motion approved? On C, right? Yes. Yes. Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next item for the second public hearing for the voluntary annexation petition of the Valley Range subdivision, Phase 2B, 9.76 acre of land, out of Lot 5, Block 27, Alamo Land and Sugar Company subdivision as per map recording volume 1, pages 24 through 26, map records Hidalgo County, Texas, located at the northwest corner of Hall Acres and Cesar Chavez Road, requested by OC Development Ltd.
So this is phase 2 of Valley Ranch on Cesar Chavez and Hall Acres. It's east of the drainage ditch that we actually previously annexed. This is our second public hearing. The first one was April 13th, and this is May 11th. After the public hearings, we'll have 2 ordinance readings, and then we'll get the service plan signed by the property owner, and then send this maps to all the entities so that they're aware of the zone, the annexation. Sorry.
I'm gonna go ahead and open this up at 6:34 PM. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions for Mr. Escobar in reference to this item? Not, I'll close this at 6:34 PM. Is there a motion approved? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Under discussion and possible action, we have consideration and action on the preliminary and final plat approval of the Hinojosa subdivision being a 1 acre tract of land out of Lot 9, Block 31, Alamo Land and Sugar Company subdivision, located at the southwest corner of Stewart Road and Orange Drive, as requested by Trevino Engineering.
So this is located on Stewart Road and Orange Drive, which is south of Ridge Road. There's actually a mobile home park that's there, and there's this property that's there that they want to make it into 3 lots for residential on that corner. And there's a map in the packet if you'd like to look at the exact location. The plan is for them to extend 8-inch water line, loop it as required by the city, and then also extend the 8-inch sewer line as well. They're also going to have to dedicate the right-of-way as required by the thoroughfare plan. Since it's also a TxDOT road, so they'll have to get permits through TxDOT as well. And they're also dedicating the 15-foot utility easements around the property. So it's just a small residential subdivision, you know, it's a property. They want to break it down to 3 lots.
So have you notified TxDOT already or not?
They'll get with TxDOT.
Excuse me?
They have to contact TxDOT.
Oh, okay.
Kind of at the entrance, right?
Yeah.
On the
Yeah,
south
TxDOT, basically, depending on where the street's at, they have to dedicate certain right of way. Since it's a major roadway steward, they have to dedicate more to the city. Yeah.
Questions? With that being said, is there a motion approved? Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item, consider approval budget amendment to increasing the San Juan Fire Department travel and training account 10-470.5500 in the amount of $5,160 for the fiscal year 2020-2021.
Mayor, Commissioners, this was an award, a grant award from TIFMAS. This is for 8 personnel to attend Texas A&M College Station for the yearly municipal school. Usually it's a common practice, we send 4 paid and 4 volunteers, so it's a total of 8. We take care of the meals, it's 100% for $145 fee for the class, each class. And we just take care of the meals and the per diem, the meals and the transportation.
Lodging within their.
Excuse me?
The lodging?
Oh, and the lodging, we pay for the lodging, yeah.
Questions for Chief? Not, is there a motion approved? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item under item C, discussion and possible action to approve a mid-year budget amendment for fiscal year 2020-2021 in the utility fund in an amount not to exceed $1,100,259 from retained earnings, solid waste fund in an amount not to exceed $296,220 from retained earnings, general fund in an amount not to exceed $112,500, and authorize the mayor to execute all related documents as required. We have Mr. Salinas here, Mr. Garza here. If you have any questions for them, On the general fund, what I can say is that the 112, what it equates to is $75,000 for the shops at San Juan that we approved at the last meeting under executive session, and also the 37,500 that is our portion to cover the cost of Buxton software that was approved sometime back with the EDC and the city.
Any questions for Mr. Arjona? If not, is there a motion to approve? Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Item D, consider appointment of election judges and setting maximum number of election clerks for the upcoming city runoff election for Mayor Place 1, Commissioner Place 2, and Commissioner Place 3 to be held on June 12, 2021. On this item, Mayor Commissioners, the county has already reached out to us as far as reassigning the same judges and clerks that actually worked the last election, the regular election. So this is just a formality for you guys to approve.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
In reference to during the election, did you have any problems? Did you get any phone calls in reference to how it was being run here, or?
No, as a matter of fact, I didn't get any unless there was anything from PD or city secretary, but I didn't hear anything whatsoever, Mayor.
That is, it was more of the traffic jam in the beginning. But once we made contact with parties, everybody just, and this was in reference to supporters stepping onto the street, and that was like the main cause of calls that we were
But
responding
it wasn't
to.
anything major or anything like?
No, thank God, everything went smooth besides that.
Oh, okay.
But as far as here inside, as far as the way they handle the administration, it was, yes, sir.
Okay.
It ran smoothly for being the first one, Chief. You're not used to the.
That is
We got
correct.
compliments and stuff, and it ran smooth from all parties, you know.
Absolutely, it
So-
went really great. I was very happy with all parties being very cordial, very professional with each other. And it makes our job very easy when it's like that, because we can redirect our attention to other priorities in the city.
I think that ordinance that we passed played a big role. And I think that's something that really was, you know, great for the city, and not only for the city, but most important to the voter. Yeah, you know, they coming in here, relax, driving in, driving out, you know, but great. Okay, with that being said, is there a motion to approve? Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Under resolutions, we have considered resolution issuing order and notice of the city runoff election for Mayor Place 1, Commissioner Place 2, and Commissioner Place 3.
Is there a motion to approve? Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B, consider resolution in support of the Texas Senate Bill 594 relating to the provisions of solid waste disposal services by certain counties. This item, Mayor Commissioners, as it reads, it's more like a joint effort between the city and the county, so that this will hopefully alleviate some of this illegal dumping that we see at the different places. And if maybe there's some homes that may be on the county side, but in the city, that we can actually pick up, and obviously it's gonna be for a fee. So that's gonna help our revenues come in. Obviously, it's gonna be reimbursed by the county. So it's a win-win for the county and the city.
Alrighty, any questions for Mr. Arjona? Not, is there a motion to approve? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next item is consider authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract for the arbitrage rebate compliance agreement with Hilltop Securities Asset Management LLC. So we have the 2-year contract with Hilltop Securities. This is 5, and this is to add another 1 year? Another 5 years. So we currently have Hilltop Securities as our counsel for bond, the CEOs, and this is just to renew the contract with Hilltop Securities. Mayor recommends approval. The staff, yes.
That means, so that's your recommendation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There's been a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
The next item is consideration and approval of an interlocal agreement between Hidalgo County and the City of San Juan San Juan 1 Head Start Center located 200 North Coors on 1 Texas. As you remember, this is the contract that we have with this is the Amigos del Valle building that we're renewing like we do every single year. So this is just the same contract over and over, Mayor.
Sure.
Every 2 years.
It's 2 years? Okay.
That's the, I'm sorry, the behind Amigos del Valle, yes. The Head Start.
Okay, with that being said, is there a motion? Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Under consent agenda, we have item A and B. Should you have any questions for any of these items, we can always pull them out and discuss these items individually.
Are we missing one?
We missing one?
Yeah, we're, the consideration adoption ordinance, or second reading of voluntary vaccination. Is that the next one? On the consent? No, yeah, on the consent agenda?
Consent agenda, we have item A and B.
Yeah, that's where we're at. We're on
Okay.
consent.
Right,
agenda.
gotcha. Those are past one.
Okay, under consent agenda, is there anything we need to amend or modify under consent agenda? Amend or modify? With that being said, is there a motion to approve? Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Before we adjourn, Mr. Hon, I'd just like to address our staff and, in reference to, I know we're going into the summer days. It's going to get hot, you know, very, very hot. And I think that, I know every year we've been, you guys are able to not wear ties. So this year, we're gonna start a little earlier, you know, starting, I guess sometime next week or so. Directors, of course, I mean, look presentable, but you don't have to, wear any ties until further notice, okay? Another thing too is Mr. Gatos, I'm sorry. I know some of your guys, you know, are out there in the hot sun and stuff like that. I don't know if maybe your budget or our budget allows for us to maybe purchase some dry fit shirts, you know, because I know their uniforms are pretty thick. Am I correct? Especially like your brush guys and the public works individuals. So I don't know. Can you just look into that? And this is only for the summertime, okay? Yeah.
Oh, those guys are, okay, good. Oh, well, you can do it even better, get a cheaper price.
No,
Well-
we're actually looking into a cost estimate right now. see
Okay,
if it's
good.
actually the way. We're also looking at those cool bands that go around the neck. They can dip and pull.
Yeah, because I just have a feeling it's gonna be a hot summer, man. Yeah, exactly, and. Mhm.
Any little bit of help, anything helps, you know, so whatever we can do to.
Correct. Okay, so I guess,
I have a question for him.
go ahead, sir.
Remember, all your vehicles have, like the guys in the trucks have like igloos with water and everything like that? Okay, I just wanna make sure.
Ice machines are working, so
I'm
they
just-
got plenty
okay.
of ice.
Good.
Trying to
good.
work on a filtration systems where we have the water available for them there at the city shop.
Oh, okay, that's good. All right.
So I guess starting next week, you know, you guys can take the ties off, those that wear ties, okay? All right, with that being said, is there a motion to adjourn? Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting has been adjourned at 6:47 PM. Thank you.